When it comes to Clown in a Cornfield, it's a type of horror movie which can be a little campy, but if you're someone who's into horror comedies and what those usually bring, between the blood, guts, sarcastic, sometimes awkward moments, maybe even some that are a little eyebrow raising, you'll get what you're wanting out of this. So to summarize the movie, Quinn and her father Glenn moved from PA to a small town named Kettle Springs after the tragic death of Quinn's mom. In this town, it's very much not in my backyard. This is how we always do things. And for Quinn, this is a big adjustment, and for her dad, a little bit the same. But unfortunately, alongside the cultural reset they're going through, they also have to deal with a killer clown that aims to take out any of those who would try to change Kettle Springs, potentially for the better. So getting into the review section, admittedly, when it comes to the comedy, it's surprisingly a good horror comedy. Now, is it something like Bloody Axe Wound, which was one of our favorites from last year? I wouldn't say that, but this is a Shudder film, so it is of a similar vibe. The only thing is, though, this is not going to be like you feel like you have bronchitis level type of laughs. It's going to be more so awkward moments. It's going to be comically how actors deliver something comically, which doesn't necessarily have to be, and that's going to be what gets you laughing. Maybe also the people around you laughing. However, with that said, because part of Kettle Springs' issue is, this is how we always do it, this is our traditions, there is a bit of a generational divide, and that sometimes goes into the jokes. And it may be what could make it so that this is a bit more niche when it comes to people's humor. For on top of that, there are certain moments where it seems like this film doesn't know how to handle the tone of what it's trying to portray here. On one hand, there is a conversation regarding why older generations don't listen to younger generations, especially since they're supposed to inherit their legacies, their traditions, yet they don't understand certain things need to change if they want them to continue. But at the same time, in those conversations, even in conversations like what happened with Quinn's mom, there's also jokes around that which kind of lighten the mood, which makes it so you're not sure whether or not things are supposed to be taken seriously in order to develop characters, to maybe give some seriousness to the story, or if they're just all setups for a potential joke to kind of de-escalate the situation. Or maybe a mixture where it wants to have certain messaging in there, but it doesn't want to be seen as a movie that could potentially be heavy or message driven, so it tries to counterbalance it. It's all, I wouldn't say all over the place, but it can sometimes feel like it's not 100% sure what it wants to be, but it knows what it wants to say. But overall, while I would definitely say Clown in a Cornfield is not for everyone, if you're someone who has so far enjoyed the different movies that Shudder has put out into a theatrical release, this will be right up your alley. If not, this might be something that's a little bit too corny, a little bit too tonally off balance for your enjoyment.